I believe I am recording. Okay, so I am presenting my portfolio today. I'm going to give an overview of what each document focused on. Let's see. The first document that I would share in my portfolio would be this YouTube video that I'm creating right now. I'm going to record it and share it online as an example of what I expect out of the portfolio. Also, this actual document will be available online for my classes starting next fall. This is the first time I've used the writing workshop in this way, and the first time I've used the portfolio as a major assignment in the class. And so I believe that sharing my example right away, I think of it as kind of like backward design theory, right? I'm starting with the end in mind. So by modeling what I hope everyone will be able to do at the end, or what everyone will have, I hope that will help people as they prepare and as they work through writing workshop next semester. Your class did wonderfully without a lot of directions, which is not something I would necessarily automatically change, because I think that it's important that you have a lot of options for the portfolio, because I like that some of you talked about how you had very overarching goals. Who told me that they were focused on how to get students writing without even thinking about being writing? That was you, right, Justin? Nice job. Or Kimberly, I think you were focused on defending social studies within a special ed curriculum. Using the portfolio in that way is a good way to adapt it and use it for whichever specific subject area you're teaching. So that's why I'm going to continue to use this assignment, and I'm going to continue to not give a lot of very specific directions, because I don't want everyone's portfolio to look the same. I want it to look like what you will actually use for your classroom, or for, you could use it as a job portfolio. You could use it in a lot of different ways. So this video will be my very first document, and I have my explanation there. I have the rationale and how it demonstrates I meet the standards. I think a video works well for the first document because it is focused on technology, and the portfolio assignment is a very good one for differentiation because of the way that you have to adapt it to your own individual needs. The second document that I am including, or that I would include in my portfolio, is the textbook that you use for class. Hopefully all of you have read it. I don't actually have a link to the actual text, but I have a link to where you can buy it on Amazon. And this semester, actually by May 15th, I should have the entire thing available on audiobook also. I'm paying someone to record it. So I thought I'd have to do it myself, and that would be a lot of work. Just figuring out the audio system in the studio and spending the hours learning the equipment. And instead, it's only costing me like $300 to have someone record it. So I'm paying someone else to record it, which will be added here. And no, I don't want to, just that current tab. There we go. Okay. And the reason I chose our textbook for my second document is because the second document needs to demonstrate that I'm a content expert. And I believe that the textbook does that. It includes research and all of the support for why literacy should fit into each of your classrooms. Okay, so that's the second document. The third document is one that is still in progress. I decided to share it even though it's not completed. I wanted to, I could have shared last year's document, but that wouldn't be as interesting to you because that's not about you. This document is about you. It's about you and, of course, all of the other students who have taken this class and all of our other classes this semester and last semester. Every year, the programs at SVSU have to put together an APA report. It's a look at what goals we've set as a program and how we've gone about accomplishing those goals or not. And it looks at all of the data that we've collected, and we use those to then come up with our goals for next year. So we've already looked at last fall's data. We still have this winter's data to compile and to put in, which is why it's incomplete. But as you can see from looking at the actual APA report, nope, or I can just turn around and do it this way because I know this works well. The actual APA report has everything from our general mission for the class. It lists all of the standards that we are focused upon. It has things like this chart, which shows that currently we don't have any measurements that we use in TE 100 to evaluate our program. That's an area of need. It shows where, like, so you can see T6 and T7, we don't measure those yet. Those are brand new standards from, those are not from INTEST. Those are from ISTE, which is what Michigan uses for our technology standards. And so they've added 2 standards this year that for next year, we will figure out how to make sure we're incorporating those. They're things like the fact that you're a facilitator with technology. And then T7 has to do with you being a data analyst, like using the programs that are available out there to look at data. So a couple of technology areas that are newly focused will be added in the next year or so. This is why, as you can see, it's still in progress. See, we have to do our data analysis. This chart is one of the main ones that still needs filled out. That's probably about the only main part. And then the very end of this report is our requests for resources. We can't do that until we've analyzed all the data. So that will come later. The reason I chose this for my third document is that the third document needs to be focused on our ability to assess and reflect. And it would have actually fit fairly well, if I wanted, as my fourth document also, because this one's on professional communication. And the APA report is a group authored report. I write it, but there's input from Dr. Gould, Dr. Williams, and Dr. Callahan. All are required in order for it to be completed. And they have to, it has to be approved by the whole program as well. So it could have fit for either, but I think it really shows how we focus on assessment and data in order to improve our program. The fourth document that I would include, the one that for professional communication, is this year I would include my 9DOTS submission. 9DOTS is a competition, and I have it here. They give out $100,000 every year for someone to write a book. And the topic last year was our digital technologies making politics, or what is the impact of digital technology on politics. And I wrote and submitted that one, but by the time I got done with it, I was basically thinking, I really don't care that much about this topic. So it wasn't a stellar submission. This one, the question is there still no place like home? This was a much easier question for me to relate to and write to. I had to put 3,000 words on that. And then the other 2 things that were required were a book proposal and a justification explaining why I think I would be able to write the book within a year. Okay, so my fourth document is just maybe I can get right back there. I don't know. It is just not gonna, oh well. It does not want to work that way. Okay. My fourth document is that 9-dot submission. Now I want to touch the computer screen over here. That's not going to work. And let's see if it opens. Allow it. I'm hoping it will open right up. And it is the 3,000 words. I've labeled it Dirt Roads and Home Stretches. And this would be a memoir of my mother's life. And because of the focus on home, I thought I could take pictures and tell the story based on each of the places that she lived over her lifetime. So just kind of a fun project. If it gets funded, that'll be my next writing. If it doesn't get funded, I'll keep working on my novel. So that is my portfolio, those 4 documents. I listed at the bottom of my portfolio, if I can get back to it easily, which it looks like I can. The conclusion has to tell why or how I focused on literacy, which, as I say here, I think that's kind of super meta because literacy is my topic, so I have to teach about literacy automatically. I had a couple runners up for other possibilities that I would include here. I did a Michigan Reading Association presentation earlier. I thought maybe some of our rubrics could fit easily. Lesson plans. I was very happy when I went to put all of my documents together that I didn't have to include any lesson plans this semester because they were brand new this semester and they are the mess that they are when they're in their first go around. So I was happy. The old final exam, we used it as a Kahoot. I thought that could be another option here as far as the technology one, but just I added some other possibilities that I was considering including at the bottom because I know that you can do 4 to 8 documents. I just chose to focus on the 4. So thank you.